Good morning and vanakkam. In this video, we're going to be reading from Dancing with Shiva, Hinduism's contemporary catechism, written by Sadguru Sivaya Subramania Swami, a richly illustrated sourcebook of Indian spirituality in question and answer form, exploring how to know the divine, honor all creation, and see God everywhere, in everyone. Today's lesson is lesson 145 and we'll begin by reading the caption to the facing image. A devotee holds hands high above his head in the mudra of elevated homage. Shiva Nataraja, the divine dancer, stands on Apasmara Purusha, the forgetful person, who represents human heedlessness and ignorance, needful of divine guidance. Lesson 145. Is monistic theism found in the Vedas? Shloka 145. Again and again in the Vedas and from satgurus we hear Aham Brahmasmi, I am God, and that God is both immanent and transcendent. Taken together, these are clear statements of monistic theism. Aum Namah Sivaya. Bhashya. Monistic theism is the philosophy of the Vedas. Scholars have long noted that the Hindu scriptures are alternately monistic, describing the oneness of the individual soul and God, and theistic, describing the reality of the personal God. One cannot read the Vedas, Shaiva Agamas, and hymns of the saints without being overwhelmed with theism as well as monism. Monistic theism is the essential teaching of Hinduism, of Shaivism. It is the conclusion of Tirumular, Vasugupta, Gorakshanada, Bhaskara, Shrikanta, Basavanna, Vallabha, Ramakrishna, Yoga Swami, Nityananda, Radhakrishnan, and thousands of others. It encompasses both Siddhanta and Vedanta. It says God is and is in all things. It propounds the hopeful, glorious, exultant concept that every soul will finally merge with Shiva in undifferentiated oneness, none left to suffer forever because of human transgression. The Vedas wisely proclaim, higher and other than the world tree, time and forms, is he from whom this expanse proceeds, the bringer of Dharma, the remover of evil, the Lord of prosperity. Know him as in one's own self, as the immortal abode of all. Aum Namah Sivaya. Good morning and vanakkam. In this video, we're going to be reading from Living with Shiva, Hinduism's contemporary culture, written by Sadguru Sivaya Subramania Swami. 365 daily lessons based on ancient Vedic laws, disclosing how to approach family, money, relationships, technology, food, worship, yoga, and karma to live a truly spiritual life. Today's lesson is lesson 145 and the topic is special types of marriage. The fourth type of marriage, like the first, is between those of similar educational backgrounds. Here though, each is sophisticated, has professional skills, and could be a wage earner in his or her own right. Within these marriages, even though the skills may not be used, they are a potential source of income and security. This fourth rule book, which has been written more recently by the actions and experiences of various couples and the societies in which they live, is most important to elaborate on. Two fairly equally educated people should work in unanimous agreement, in partnership, in all things regarding raising of the children and management of the home. The first three rule books are fairly well set, and society understands them. They have been functioning for hundreds and thousands of years. In the fourth type of marriage, men and women meet in equality through intelligence developed and cultivated through Western education, Western experience, and the equal ability to be wage earners. The intelligence, has no sex, it is equal. To apply agricultural village traditions to these marriages would be to foster contention, misunderstanding, and feelings of rejection, leading to possible separation. Two potential wage earners living together must themselves reach consensus on every issue. The fifth type of marriage is more religious, more spiritual. Here, the couple has blended together for the purpose of fulfilling religious aspirations, for ministry, producing sons for the monastery, or future priests and pandits. These lofty marriages have definite guru involvement and swami involvement. The couple is intent on practicing yoga and serving their religion selflessly as missionaries, exemplars, and teachers. My Shaiva Siddhanta Church encourages each couple to write a two-part marriage contract. Part 1 is the mutual agreement, laying out the overall purpose of the marriage and the aspirations and goals that the union hopes to fulfill. The other part is a statement of the duties and responsibilities of each of the partners. This semi-corporate approach has proven successful in stabilizing many marriages, as each partner clearly understands his or her role. Any couple following any of the other four types of marriage could move to the fifth at the right time. They would ultimately take the Brahmacharya Vrata later in life after a decision was made to have no more children, and then live together as brother and sister. This is traditional within Shaivite culture and consistent with community expectations. Sutra 145 of the Nandinada Sutras, disciplining with love. Shiva's followers, knowing that misbehaving children are discouraged, take time for play and encouragement and ensure that discipline is respectful, reasonable, and not based on blame, shame, or pain. Aum Namah Sivaya. Good morning and vanakkam. In this video, we'll be reading from Merging with Shiva, Hinduism's contemporary metaphysics, written by Sadguru Sivaya Subramania Swami. 365 enlightenment lessons from a mystical master, revealing the depths of Raja Yoga, the clear white light, the states of mind, and the ultimate spiritual destiny of every seeker. Today's lesson is lesson 145, and the topic is stewards of vast realms. The gods are the controllers of these four centers within man. They live in the innermost areas of form. To enter the Muladhara chakra, the aspirant must go through Lord Ganesha, and when the aspirant progresses to the Manipura chakra, Ganesha will introduce him to Lord Muruga. Once this is accomplished, the devotee will worship Lord Muruga as the be-all and end of all, just as Ganesha was worshipped when consciousness was in his chakras. Lord Muruga is the controller of the Manipura chakra, the chakra of willpower, and the two chakras above it, direct cognition and universal love. Now we can begin to see that the aspirant has to proceed in consciousness through the three chakras that Lord Muruga controls and meet all the tests before this god will introduce him to Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva's realm is chakras number 6, 7 and beyond. The aspirant still must go completely through the chakras of Lord Shiva's realm to become Shivaness, to experience his all-pervasiveness, and on into the essence of all essences, Parashiva. The aspirant who dearly loves Lord Shiva must finally go beyond Shiva's personal aspect to reach the impersonal side, and this is why, when he finally emerges from Parashiva, he is really a true Bhaktar. He is the true monistic theist. In the world of duality, theism is in itself a duality. Theism is very compatible with the mind of man, which is duality itself. Monism, on the other side, is beyond the mind itself. Monism is timeless, formless, and it is spaceless as well. True monism cannot be conceived by the mind, yet the mind does know of its existence. When the devotee has proven himself, the gods begin to take notice. We meet a god as we go up through the chakras above the Muladhara. We meet an asura as we go down through the chakras below the Muladhara. A god appears as each higher chakra breaks open. As the Muladhara opens and awareness comes through it, we encounter Ganesha. When we experience fear and anger, we meet and are influenced by the asuras of fear and anger. In the chakra that governs confused and selfish thinking, we meet and are influenced by the asura who rules this realm. Descending to the still lower chakras of petty theft, fraud and stealing, grand larceny, murder and violence, we would meet professionals in these areas. There are always inner gods and outer gods, for each chakra is a realm of consciousness with its own inner and outer hierarchy. A chakra is a world, a sphere of consciousness. There are astral helpers and physical plane helpers connected to each chakra. These spheres of consciousness do interrelate. A mentally healthy individual is functional in about 3 chakras or spheres of consciousness at a time. A person with severe mental problems would be in a single sphere of consciousness and could not deal with the things that happen to him outside that area of the mind or chakra. When you meet a god or asura of a particular realm, it would always be a conscious meeting, but you may not always see the god or the asura. His presence would certainly be felt. Some symbol would appear, such as an image of Lord Ganesha or of Lord Shiva. A lot of people are open to Shivaness now and see him through his images. Terrorists are seeing their asura gods in their guns, explosives, and other weapons. At this time in the Kali Yuga, all states of consciousness are out in the open. All of the 14 chakras are manifest in one way or another on Earth. It is a very intense time on the planet, and likewise a ripe time for spiritual unfoldment. And that's it for today's lesson. Take care of yourselves, have a beautiful day, and we'll see you in the next video. Aum Namah Sivaya.